live because Uberbandit's still talking to people in chat. So, might as well. We're probably live instantly because I don't have anything muted. So, just so that's a thing. Oh. So, I have to wait for this stupid delay again so I know when it's actually started. Or maybe not, because it's not like I'm really going to say anything too crucially important before that starts. Oh, but yeah, that post you linked me, it's like every other post, and it's based on the logic that the poster and everyone in the poster's life is such a fucking piece of shit that they can't imagine a possibility where they wouldn't fucking take money.
Right.
And
Okay, cool. Hero.
unfortunately, I guess we have integrity, and so we're bucking the trend.
Bucking the trend.
Tell you what, if I find out people get paid and I don't get paid, I will absolutely lose my shit.
There are going to be problems.
After 2 years, if there's cahooting, I should be involved, is all I'm saying.
Now, if I can extend something,
We don't let you in on the bloomin' onions, Sirken. We know you like them, we know you enjoy them, but we made a decision as a whole that you're already addicted to tacos.
It's best that you don't know.
And to give you a solid supply of bloomin' onions,
Mhm.
we don't know how far you would take it. You might just go off the deep end. You might be, you might start doing terrible things to get bloomin' onions, and just we don't want to deal with that. So
yeah, Sirken isn't being bribed. If you want him on your side, blooming onions.
I'm a free agent.
Yeah, and he's the only one. He's the wild card.
Oh.
Tacos probably work better, you guys, because he's already addicted to this.
Breakfast burritos.
Oh yeah, I forgot RBBTs.
Oh.
You want a real breakfast burrito? You want to trade it? You do an RBBT.
I went to the store today and I bought everything for breakfast burritos except the giant burrito tortillas. I forgot about those. I was so mad.
I'm not gonna lie though, you guys. Giving Sirken RBBTs, it's kind of like giving a crack addict crack. So I don't know if you want to be a part of that. I don't know if you care. Maybe you just don't give a fuck. But take it into consideration.
Oh. Let's see. Bloomin' onion plus RBB. It's gotta be real breakfast burrito, maybe?
Yeah.
Equals T2 rotations. Like I said, well, I don't even know what got cut off and what didn't, but basically, we're not going to force rotations, but if one tier of guilds would like to agree to something, we'll support it. Just like we didn't set up the sky rotation, we don't enforce the sky rotation. That is completely constructed by the players and for the players and so on, and we just support it. We're aware of it, we keep track of it, and we support what they're doing there with that. But that being said, it only works because everybody agrees to it. I mean, not everybody agrees to rotation on all mobs. I'd be surprised. Realistically, for what Derubael said earlier, he counts 3 guilds in the tier 1 bracket, which leaves, by my count, 11 guilds in tier 2. That would actually probably try to get involved in a rotation.
Yes, that sounds about right.
So
it depends on where IB wants to fall. To be honest.
IB's a tier 1 guild. Come on.
Yeah, I would start them at tier 1, but I don't know where the politics are going with that. So it could be 11 or 12.
All right, let me tell you right now, if IB is a tier 2 guild, then this whole system's garbage.
Well, no. Obviously IB as it stands right now is not a tier 2 guild, but you don't know what's going to happen in the future. So we're going to put them.
Oh, absolutely.
11 tier 2 guilds to start with, and 3 tier 1 guilds. But really, IBFE, they're one entity at this point, so...
At least the staff considers them one entity at this point.
Right.
If one of them was to get raid suspended right today... Alright. If the entire server wasn't already raid suspended, and then if IB was to get raid suspended today, we would also hit FE with the same thing. Hooray! What are the three guilds? FE, IB, and TMO are the three guilds that have been most commonly referred to as the Tier 1 or the hardcore guilds. And then everything else is Tier 2. There's an open door policy on Tier 2. All you have to do is pretty much exist in a guild, and you're in Tier 2. To become a Tier 1, there's a bunch of different things on the table.
Yeah, it sounds like most entrance requirement proposals to Tier 1 involve getting a couple VP Dragon kills or a couple free-for-all kills that are outside of a Tier 2 rotation to show that they have the drive and the willingness to compete with a Tier 1 guild, and that's when they get moved up to Tier 1. I mean, basically, I'm not even going to go on that spiel right now. Somebody else say something.
I'll say something. I personally consider tracking on a Tier 1 guild as the bottleneck mob for the VP dungeon. I consider that a Tier 1 thing. And if you can kill the Trachanon, the bottleneck blocker to the VP zone, then you should be considered a Tier 1 guild for at least 30 days. My shit's easy. I'm telling you, I have the best proposal because it's the simplest proposal. It really is. It's for X amount of days, Tier 1 guilds can't raid, can't raid Tier 2 targets. And then for the rest of the month, all guilds can free-for-all whatever they want. And that way your casual guilds have 8 to 10 days of casual raiding without big, bad FE/IB/TMO/random Tier 1 guild, whatever, won't be able to make their lives horrible. They can compete amongst themselves, a bunch of guilds on the same level of competition. No bat phones, no poop socking, all the shit that they say is horrible, horrible neckbeardy things. I imagine none of them would do such horrible antics against each other to gain a competitive edge. And that's it. That's it. You get free for all for most of the month. You get a week of no T1 fucking with you. And that's it. And then there's some additional things like if you train, I'll motherfuck your life and your guild's life forever. And if you fucking kill steal, I'll motherfuck your life. And what else? There was two more. Oh, no more than 2 people on a spawn for the raid target.
Did you say FTE?
I said no kill stealing. That's respecting FTE.
Close enough.
And then there's and I know this is possible because I already talked to Nilbog about it, but so that if people were to camp out in or around raid target zone stuff, when they log back in, they would no longer be at that spot. They would be either at the zone in or just outside the zone, and that would encourage people actually racing through dungeons to get to mobs and not just log in and Zerg engage. And people have been like, oh, well, if they clear down, do you really think they're going to clear down? Because they're probably just going to train everybody because they're scumbags. And it's like, well, maybe they will. But if they do, I'm going to ban the person who trains, and I'm going to suspend their guild for 4 weeks. So I imagine when you start punishing guilds as a whole, magically overnight, guild leaders get much better at controlling their people. So I don't understand the magic. I'm not a wizard. But I see it happen every time. And so I have faith it will happen again. People lost their shit over 2 weeks. If anyone who was reading the forums saw that, if they're not going to risk 4 weeks, and I really hope they don't think I'm kidding. But I mean, that's just if they accept my proposal. But even if they don't, I mean, that's also play nice policy and punishment things. That's kind of my area. That's kind of what I do. So I can just go ahead and add those to the rules regardless of proposal. I don't know. I want people to be more fair. I want people to be less selfish, less short-sighted. I want people to consider everybody's interests, not just like-minded people's interests. If you're fucking TMO or FE or IB, then you need to consider the interests of all the casual guilds. And you need to consider the interests of all the people who will start playing on this server with Velius or just over time that haven't found it yet. And vice versa. If you're one of the casual guilds, excuse me, you'll also need to think about IB and TMO and Forceful Entry because they play here too. And even if you think they're dirty, neckbeardy scumbags, they play here too. And they have as much of a right to play here as any other guild does. And so, just like they can't dictate to the casuals, your play style is different than ours, so it's wrong. You guys, the casuals, don't get to dictate to the higher level peoples. Oh, well, you're a bunch of neckbeards. Our way is the right way. We shouldn't have to do what you do. Like, I mean, people play the way they want to play. And if you're looking for instances, if you're looking for triggered mobs, like Uberbandit or somebody said, like I've said in the past, every goddamn MMO since like 2004 has had instances and triggered mobs, and it's one of the things that sets EQ apart. It has open world dungeons and open world raids, and you can compete and race for these mobs, and that's something you don't get in other MMOs. And so if you don't want that, maybe this just isn't the game for you. And if you do want that, Project1999.com has all the information you need to start playing today.
The most classic rendition of EverQuest in the year 1999, currently in the Kunark expansion. No macro quest, no show EQ, no third-party programs.
Level
no
up
RMT, no two-boxing. Velius on the way. It's never been a better time to start Project1999.com.
And
You might be in Sirken's world now.
And Sirken, with the stuff you're saying, like, people, I might be on the unpopular opinion, but EverQuest isn't perfect. There's some parts that, yeah, it's not fun.
Gasp.
But guess what? This is classic emulation. You're not going to change it. I.e., someone being able to monopolize raid content. Well, you're looking at as much as it's reasonable to do, which is say, hey, figure something out so other people can have fun too.
Pretty much.
I mean, besides that, they can, if they want to, they can just hardcode shit. They could just ban all TMO.
We could ban everybody.
Yeah.
We can ban whoever we need to. There is actually a legitimate command to ban an entire guild.
Mm-hmm.
It's a possibility. It can happen.
It's a thing.
Darker Knights, we would do if everybody wanted to rotate, yes, variants would probably be removed because there'd be no need for it at that point. The problem is that nobody is going to get everyone to agree to rotate all mobs with all guilds. It's never going to happen.
And if they do, it's going to be broken.
Well,
like someone will
problem,
say, yeah,
though.
never mind.
Yeah, that's a different set of problems. I mean, even without a rotation, though, if you guys, and by you guys I mean everybody, if everybody can agree to don't put more than 2 people on the spawn, and we can add some code to prevent people from camping out at raid targets, that kind of makes it really hard to poop sock, and I don't think variants would need to be as long. I think some variance is necessary because you don't want guilds like TMO and IB and Forceful Entry to push mobs into 3 a.m., 4 a.m., and just shit all over the casual guilds who won't be able to do shit at 3 and 4 in the morning. And also, you want, man, I got derailed by somebody breaking my balls in chat. You want the mob to move around so that guilds like Europa have a shot, and guilds, any Asian guilds have a shot, and American guilds will have a shot, and it's good. It's better that way. Also, if everybody and then again, this is without variance. If everybody knows when something's going to spawn, and there's no variance, and there's no rotation, you end up with 200 people sitting on a spawn spot, and it is the most boringest, retardedest shit you'll ever see in your life. I know, because I've seen it. And it was the boringest, most retardedest shit I've seen in my life. Real quick chat rundown. Darko Knights, you should make tacos. Elizard, define neckbeards. If you have more than 5 boxes of Hot Pockets in your freezer, you might be a neckbeard. Someone said Phone Quest is nothing like Classic. If you're saying bat phones weren't on Classic, you're wrong. Because I was on a bat phone in Kunark and Bellius on live on Valenczek. I'm doing super secret stuff, Keeger. I can't show players what I'm doing in game right now. I may be spying on a potential cheater who might be moments away from getting banned. So, hold on, give me a minute on that. We don't want to just force spawn. We don't want to dictate when people kill things or how or where. We don't want to do that. So that's a thing. Because there are guilds that raid at different times. And unfortunately, it's not right for us to be like, well, Europa, their prime time isn't convenient for the American guilds, so fuck them. Like, that's not cool. And so I feel some variance is good.
Leah may or may not have heard an Uberbandit.
Leah. Oh snap, right after I look away from chat, she comes back. So, Mr. Bandit of Uberness.
Yes.
Do you have anything else to add there?
No, pretty much. My thing is, I like hands off. It's a good idea.
Well, see, that's the other thing. I doubt you've read any of the proposals.
I've read the few.
Did you read mine? It's short. I think
I think I did, but they're all blurring together, honestly.
Alright, mine's the good one.
Honestly, like, the first one I read, whatever it was, I was okay with it. It was the day before, and now I can't find it, but...
There's so many. I've seen so many that I can't even help it.
Yep. Yeah, I understand. That's basically what it is.
Like, I've literally seen a dozen. Fucking... But, and, yeah, sure, I'm probably biased as hell. But mine's the best. Because mine is the simplest. And simple is easy. Because some of these people are not smart. I'm just gonna say it. We have a lot of people on the server that are not smart people. And so, we gotta do what we gotta do. I wish Leah would check her goddamn Skype messages, but that's okay. That's a story for a different day. Until then, Uberbandit, you will keep singing happy, happy songs of long, fruitful dragon lives.
Oh, it's so good.
They will make little dragon babies and tell stories about how their parents lived so long because no adventurers came to slew them. Oh.
Just fucking dragons. They're alive, and there's nothing anyone can do about it.
Dragons. I'm amazed. I thought for sure somebody would try to steal something in the middle of the night. I was literally up till like 8 o'clock this morning just spying
Hoping.
on... Potato. The point is, I was there. I left for a little bit to deal with some red shenanigans. Because people think it's cute to train each other at Trackanon. People also think it's cute to drop racial slurs in OOC. Which is just unacceptable.
That's Red Server, isn't it? I've read RNF. That's Red Server.
Yes, but our Red Server is going through what would you call it?
Puberty?
No, they're getting a facelift.
Ah.
They're getting their first plastic surgery.
You heard it here first. Red for nose job.
Yeah. Basically, I'm banning people for just about anything. And
Oh, Red, that's still in effect, isn't it?
yeah, that's still in effect. And so I figure all the people by now who just are not shitty people, they know that I'm hunting. I almost had 7 bans in a row, but fucking Ambrotus banned somebody after my 5th one. And so it broke my streak on the staff forums, which really pissed me off. But you can't snoot, you gotta ban. Ambrotus will sneak bans in there. You gotta be able to hit 7 quickly if you want the combo breaker. So, but yeah, that's the thing. And anyway, the smart people, they're like, oh shit, Sirken is pissed. The Bears didn't make the playoffs. We better not fuck around today.
Oh god, should I even bring? Was it the Bears Packers game that was real bad?
It made me want to kill myself.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I don't remember anymore. I know people were talking about it in my household because my mother's a Packers fan.
Me and your mother are not friends. But so yeah, people are getting banned, and the shitty, stupid people, the undesirables, if you will, they're gonna keep breaking rules.
Yep.
And so I'm just gonna ban all of them until all of the undesirables have been removed from the server. And then Red will be a better place. It's like weeding a garden. You know, you gotta get rid of all the shit before your plants grow in nicely.
I don't know. I'm a fan of just the crop dust the shit out of it plan.
But then you're growing weeds and they kill all the nice plants in the garden, and that's unacceptable. You just have a garden of shit.
Well, then just pour acid all over it.
Well, then you kill the garden.
Yeah, well, fuck the garden.
No,
Garden's not tough enough to handle itself.
we don't want to fuck the red server. I figure the population will go down for a bit because I'll be banning so many people. But then the population will start to go up because the community won't suck so bad.
Yeah.
So it's a possibility. If you logged into Red and it didn't suck and everyone wasn't a piece of shit, you might stay on Red. At least till level 25.
It might be a thing.
It would be a thing.
I don't know though. EverQuest PvP like it.
Talk some shit about EverQuest PvP. Throw it on me.
It's fucking weird.
Why is it weird? I can't really defend weird.
Class balance is fucking weird.
If you want class balance.
And so, yeah, but I mean, like, occasionally you just get rock, paper, scissored.
Well, that's that random number generator. That's gonna happen sometimes. These are things, man. You gotta remember, EQ is like a computerized fucking tabletop D&D game. I mean, there's dice being rolled and shit. Like, that's what the random number generator represents.
I'm aware, except this isn't D&D because monks are good.
Hey, I said like. Based on.
God, wizards, why?
Eurogamer, Daxum is still around on EQ Emu. I still talk to him. Oh, yeah. I don't know. It sounds bad. Yeah, it flips. It does sound pretty horrible. But, it's for the greater good.
No, I could say, like, going into Red with, like, a group of people would be a fucking gas.
Oh, yeah.
Because then, you know, solo PvP is strictly inferior to party PvP. You know, because then you have, like, odds, actual odds, and people have to actually know what the fuck they're doing. You get to call targets and shit. It'd be great. But, it turns out I can't convince anyone I know to play EverQuest, much less play on Red. So, you know. Look, I just need to, like, I'm gonna have to go, like, down 11th, find some people that really fucking hate themselves. You know, cough up maybe a 20 or so, and then they can play EverQuest with me.
Listen. I'll make you a t-shirt that says something like, do you know whatever, like, I don't know, something about EQ, some kind of conversation starter.
Yeah.
And then they could just be like, Oh yeah, and you could be like www.project1999.com. Go.
Okay, well here's the thing. I do know some people that they once played EverQuest. However, they value their lives way too much to go back.
Okay, what if you tell them we got rid of all the time sinks?
But
Are you
no.
thinking like, well, we didn't actually do that?
Yeah, and also I like them too much to not see them ever again.
But see, here's the thing. You're gonna lie to them, and they might be mad for a while, but that's only gonna translate to them not grouping with you for a little bit. Because once you get a taste of EQ in your system, this shit's like heroin. They're not gonna quit. And Norath is only so big, so you guys will bump into each other.
Well, I can track people. Fuck that. I can find anyone.
Here you go. You could be like, you don't hate me that much. You're still playing. So, but yeah, you're right. I mean, if you went to Red with a group or a guild or whatever, it'd be a great, amazingly fun time. But if you went there by yourself and you're like, I'm gonna play this warrior, you are fucked.
You're gonna have a bad time.
It's just it's not. Mm-mm.
No, it's bad. It's rough. It's hard, and the server's very top heavy because so many people just don't last, and because the XP is so goddamn juiced up. People level so quickly they don't spend enough time in the mid-level game for there to be a healthy mid-level population like Blue has.
Mm.
Blue rocks low level, mid-level, high level because it takes forever to level. I mean, shit, you've been playing for fucking years and you're level 30.
All right, we have questions.
Do we?
Liza, so I shouldn't make a character on Red.
No, you should. Clearly weren't listening to anything we said.
Red? Okay. If you want to do PvP, Red's the only place you're going to get it.
Timeout. There's like 100 fucking people that I hear being like, I would log into Red if it had more people, huh? And if all those people just shut up and logged in, the population would almost double overnight. So just make a character over there and start playing. You can play Red and Blue at the same time. You can be doing something that takes a bit on Blue and have fun ganking kids on Red. There's no reason for you not to try Red unless you just absolutely hate PvP or hate EQ PvP and want nothing to do with it. But if you're at all curious, give it a shot and decide for yourself if it's for you or not for you. Don't just be like, oh, the population's so low, I'm not logging into this server, I'm better than that.
Yeah, Red's a lot of fun. There's a lot of opportunities on Red. And honestly, the community is not as bad as the forums might make it sound. And Global OOC makes the community come off as being much worse than they are, because there's a small handful of players who just will not shut up about 5-year-old feuds. But other than that, the Red community is actually pretty great. You meet a lot of cool people. There's lots of PvP fights that end in people saying, hey, good fight, I'll get you next time. It's not as bad as a lot of people think. And if you've ever been interested in PvP or EQ PvP, you should absolutely go try Red. Just don't roll a warrior if you're not bringing friends with you.
Yeah.
Or else you're going to have a bad time.
Because it's likely you're going to be spending some time soloing.
Unless you hate yourself.
Well, and I mean, there are, people, like, once you stick around, once Red knows you're going to stay, like, you can make connections, and some of those people might have mid-level characters they just don't play, and, they might do shit.
They might do shit.
So about finding people that might do shit. Bash, I'm trying to find there's a thread in the forums, though the forums are a fucking mess right now.
Sorry about that.
Aha, here it is.
I dunked so hard on people's faces that their heads just popped all over the forums.
This was a thing today. This is true.
That was what started it, that's not really complicated, but that will give you the idea of what's going on. And then you can read some QQ and some other stuff.
It's almost like catching up on a soap opera.
Oh, God, it is. There's another... The post where Sirken said, alright, time's up, motherfuckers, is a little longer, and It's a
Yeah,
lot funnier.
Don't
it's
think that
almost
was
Find it.
don't think that was my exact wording, actually.
it's almost like recent events that announcement that was season 1, and then the talks that went into the raid forum opening up and all that stuff, that was season 2, and then now we're in season 3 with Sirken's raid suspension thread, and hopefully season 4 will be a happy ending.
I feel like season 4 is the whole raid discussion forum.
Oh yeah, no, that's the whole.
Yeah, that's its own season without a doubt. There is no question about that.
And then wait until like there's an idea that a bunch of people get behind, and they try to get everyone else to agree on it.
See, what we need to do is record the vent guild leader conversations and then release that as like behind the scene footage with the Blu-ray.
Yes.
I think that's an excellent plan.
Yes.
Oh man.
Wait, what's going to be on the Blu-ray? Sorry, I did that thing I do.
Drugs.
Drugs are going to be on the Blu-ray?
No.
That does not sound legit.
I was gonna say we should record the guild leader conversations and throw it on behind the scenes
Gotcha.
bonus features.
I feel like they wouldn't want that to be revealed.
Freddie
like
Mercury
that-
box set will come with the extended editions.
The extended editions.
You know, the stuff that we didn't quite have time to show, but you know, it's still pretty important to the whole plot. 'Cause there's so much.
It's all the shit that the show left out from the book.
Yeah.
You should read the Forum Quest book series. It's amazing.
Oh god. I mean, if you are like, if you're at work, school, and you have internet and so many hours to kill, just forums, just read. You'll be there forever. There's everything everywhere. And honestly, there are legitimate good ideas and sane people, and when you find them, you're like, oh! And then, you know, the shit afterwards is a little depressing, but it's finding diamonds in the turds.
If I had recorded the guild leader meetings and I played them right now, every single person within the sound of those voices would be facepalming simultaneously.
Yes.
I'm not even kidding you. Like, I can't.
Uh,
I think the people in the conversation were just so like in the heat of battle and unable to step back and look at how ridiculous it was that they had no idea. And me and Derubael and Rogan are sitting there like, you've got to be fucking kidding me with this. Like, they're not even trying. And I think, because everybody spins things they want to spin them when they're making posts on the forums. But being in the actual conversation, I think a lot of people would be like, oh my god, how do we not have a deal already? Because there's been some more than fair deals thrown on the table.
hmm.
And that's kind of what encouraged me to make my proposal. I was going to expose the ridiculousness of the situation.
Yeah,
See-
Sirken... Oh, go ahead, Uberbandit. You go first.
Oh, I was gonna say, I don't think the problem is the proposals. It's agreeing. It's just getting things to agree.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there are tons of viable proposals. It's getting them to finally fucking say yes, because they'll just say no to everything until what they want is up.
For sure.
That's how people work.
But here's the thing. I believe my proposal leaves nobody satisfied, and that's why I like it. I think it's fair enough to where everyone's like, oh, this kind of sucks. And I think that's the most perfect kind of arrangement you can make.
Agreeing isn't classic.
I
That's about right.
mean, I don't want one side to walk away feeling like they won. Like, nobody should win here. This isn't a win-lose thing. This is you idiots are too dumb to realize you're all players. You're all technically on the same team. Stop being stupid.
Let's see. I like all of yours except for the repops, and I would extend the hands-off period to 10.
A lot of people said that about the 10. 8 was just a number I pulled out of my ass because it was different than 7, and Derubael hates 7.
Yes.
Yeah. I do like it. 10, and then repops, like server patch days and all that. Well, simulated patch days, I guess, is different. Because I don't know how you guys are going to be doing that besides just randomly picking a day.
Pretty much.
Yeah. And so, normal resets when the server goes down. Like, no one fucking knows what's going to happen. Like,
Right.
you don't even know when the server's going to go down.
Well,
Rogan is just like, nope, I'm doing something, and it's down.
Why the server goes down.
Yep. And, after that, I believe it, FFA, no matter what day it is kind of legit because...
Well, see, I would even say, like, try to make sure, as much sureness as possible, that there was at least one repop during the first 10 days or 8 days or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
So that on top of whatever happens to spawn in that 10-day period, you also get one guaranteed repop. So all the mobs will actually be available to the goddamn tier 2 guilds in that first week at some point due to the repop. And so I think it's fair. I think it's super fair.
That makes sense.
The 4 little bullet points at the bottom, that's what holds it all together. That's what makes it work. And that shit might get added to any proposal because I don't give a shit. I can do whatever I want when it comes to CSR and punishments.
I really like the idea of not being able to camp at the spot because that would make watching the raid encounters so much more fun, and people might actually have to work for their pixels.
Keep in mind, without some kind of code to regulate that, it's really difficult to enforce.
Exactly. That's the thing, is you would need something that did it automatically.
Yeah,
whether or not it's feasible, it's a cool fucking idea.
No, I agree with that 100%. I definitely think that would make things far more interesting when a mob pops. But unless we have something to do it for us, there's just no way we can police that.
Yeah.
Just real quick. Allah's Ward, I'm sorry that Gore mauled your face, but you shouldn't AFK and type messages in Twitch when you're in a zone with a dragon. And Tojum, we purposely spawned all the dragons to dangle them in front of raid guilds like a carrot on the end of a stick to remind them what they're losing and what they can't have. We all thought it was a great idea in the middle of the night to do that.
Big Ash, as it stands, the idea is just to move them from the spawn point, not ban them. It's just if you're camping at, track spawn, it's gonna go, ha-ha! You're back at the entrance, buddy. So you have to walk there again.
Right, you would either be, just like for tracking on as the example, you would either be at the entrance to Seb or you would be at the orb outside the zone into Seb. So then at least you wouldn't be able to just log in and instantly engage. You'd still have to work your guild down through the dungeon. And then, oh my god, guilds might race for mobs.
Oh, until a system is put in place, it wouldn't be enforced until a system is put in place. Because really Jesus easy. Fuck, no one wants to enforce that.
Really? You're talking about the moving people to the zone-in thing?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really easy. I already talked to Nilbog about it.
Mm-hmm. So the answer is, it's totally doable. Mm-hmm. System will be put in place if that's what
we were going to do it before this. Me and him and Rogan talked about this months ago. And that's when it first came up. It's just something we could do to maybe improve the raid scene, but then nothing ever came of it. So we haven't talked about it, I don't think, specifically for this, but I do know it's possible and not much work at all.
I like it, and I'd say that definitely should be on the table.
Mm-hmm. Because the poop socking is one of the bigger problems. And nobody likes poop socking. And there's no fun in poop socking and then just zerging something down.
No, just sit the mage there, and then even if he's just coughing people in, still, it's not a...
It still takes time.
Not a good time, yeah.
If you have to call the hero to fucking 30 people down, that's a 10-second cast time, plus whatever the recast is on Call of the Hero. That's going to take time. If you got 30 people steamrolling through Sebelis, they might get down there in time. And so... Or they could have their own COH chain going.
Now, the only problem I see with a plan like that is the trains that would happen because of this. For example, if you're trying to get through Seb, and you just fucking YOLO a monk all the way through, get the group through, feign death, and, you know, everyone gets out of the way of the mob train. Meh?
If those mobs go and kill anybody else, I'm gonna ban you forever for training and raid suspend your guild for a month.
See, I think...
So, yes, you could do that, but that's a very high risk you're taking.
Yeah, I would say that's probably the bit you're opening or unfixing with the addition. That's the downside, is there is going to be a lot more training that may not actually have been intentional.
Well, here's the thing, though. I guarantee you guild leaders are going to say, hey, monk, you better be careful as shit, because if you get us suspended for 4 months, you're fucking dead to me.
That's what I suspect, is at first, like, someone will do it, and then fucking, it'll be like, oh god, okay, well, everyone, unbind your FD buttons, because we're clearing this shit.
What's going to happen is monks are going to be afraid to pull. They're like, monk, go get the thing. He's going to be like, Sirken's in the zone, I'm not doing it.
Send a ranger. He'll
Ranger.
die if shit goes bad.
He'll ranger.
See? Confirmed. Ranger better raid puller than monk.
Oh. Well, more fearless, we'll say. Like, you mean I get to raid, guys? Hooray!
Fucking hey, Velius. They get a buff that they have to cast on things.
Oh, I can't wait for Velius. Oh, god damn it. I hope we can release Velius as soon as this is worked out, just so we can say that we were holding it off until they worked it out. Just to be like, yep, you could have had Velius on Christmas, but you couldn't play nice.
Yeah, I get you with that craze. It wasn't more of a people wouldn't be punished for the unintentional. It's like, it's gonna happen. Someone's gonna unintentionally train and they're gonna get banned and they'll be butthurt, but no one will fucking do it again.
Here's the thing. It's EQ. Pathing sucks in some places.
Oh,
it's an emulated server. Pathing sucks in other places. And sometimes trains are going to happen. These things happen. But you know what? I love the players enough to put in the time to look and see if it looks intentional or not. And you know what? I guarantee you, you're not going to see a lot of intentional training. You're not even going to see much accidental training. Because people are going to be fucking terrified. They're gonna be like, I got aggro, I'm just gonna fucking die.
Actually, it could be interesting. They could set up just AoEs to clear the whole zone. Yeah. Like, it'd be cool to see what strategies evolve. Maybe.
We'll see, but ideally, I would like to see a system where guilds are racing for targets. And I know, I'm pretty sure that's what Derubael thinks. I know that's what Rogan wants, is some kind of competition. Nilbog just wants to chop off everybody's hands.
Yeah. Nilbog's fucking suggestion.
No. Nilbog only wants to chop off one hand every time you kill a mob, and then after the first hand, we're going to chop half of your other hand, and then we're going to chop half of that half in half, and then we're going to chop half of that half in half, until you just don't have enough fingers to even begin to kill mobs, or whatever you want to call it. And then after, you've had a chance to let somebody else get their hand chopped off, then you can have both hands back, you can two-fist it, and you can go back to getting your other hand chopped off on the next engage.
Sounds fun. Sounds classic.
Sounds classic, sounds simple, sounds very Nilbog. Which everybody on this server should be behind 100%.
It's really hard to find an image of, like... I keep looking for an image to post to Nilbog when he's like, chop all hands. And unfortunately, all of the images that come up are not appropriate for me to send to Nilbog.
Adam's Family. Do something with that.
Yeah, but that's too fun.
Oh. Well...
Speaking
Fine, there's no pleasing you.
I shouldn't have had a picture of the scale in my post. I should have had a picture of RoboCop.
Yeah.
RoboCop would have sent the message home.
Because, yeah. Now, my thing, I think, with the agreements is, it's not going to be hard, like I said, to get a suggestion, or to get people to make reasonable suggestions. It's going to get people reasonable enough to accept a suggestion.
Right.
And honestly, I don't think that's gonna happen because what's gonna happen is there's gonna be the guilds that go, okay, yep, no, we're cool with this idea or that idea, and then no one actually picks one to stick to because there's a lot of good suggestions. While the guilds that are like, fuck you, I want everything, are just gonna keep going, fuck you, I want everything.
What they need to do is cherry pick the features from each proposal that they do like, and then form a proposal based on those cherry picked features.
Yeah.
Because I mean, you're never going to make everybody happy. There's too many people involved to make every one of them happy. It's not realistic. But you could. I know there's bits and pieces of proposals that everybody likes, so we might be able to make a lot of them happy. But to just be like, well, all the tier 2 guilds agree on this and we have more people so we win. Like, that's straight up retarded. And if I was actually able to laugh in that person's face, I would have laughed in that person's face when they said that.
You can always post the Agent Smith LOL gif.
I almost posted a Kevin
It's
McAllister holding a rifle gif.
it's just as good as laughing in somebody's face, in my opinion.
But it doesn't say, is it over yet?
No, but that was really A+. I just looked at that again, and that's funny shit. Is it over yet?
The dude that copied my post didn't copy the gif. It made me very sad.
That
That was the best part of my whole post. What can you do?
I thought the best part is supposed to be the proposal itself.
I don't give a shit about the proposal. I'm forum questing hard today. I'm going for the win.
I know. There has been a lot of forum questing today.
Oh my god. It's been rough. I'm glad. Is there a way for me to see just how many posts I have today?
I don't think so.
Yeah, there is actually. If you just go find all posts by user, it'll do them by timestamp. So.
Within
yeah.
this account.
Yeah, see, that's what we're avoiding because we know it's a lot.
You've only made like 15 posts. And every single one of them has been a slam dunk.
You know what? In my heart, I feel like it's so much more than that. Like, I feel like I threw down like 400 posts today. I definitely feel like I have 400 points.
Well, it's because the posts are punching such a large number of dicks that it feels like it's much more impactful.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like you've posted, for however many dicks you've punched, when in reality you're just fucking punching dicks all over the place.
It sounds like science.
That is science.
Yeah, that's pretty solid logic.
I have a PhD in dick punching.
Oh, you don't say. How long did you go to school to get that?
I'd rather not talk about it.
I understand.
Now, is it a PhD in you punching other people's dicks or other people punching your dick?
Amazing.
The science of people punching dicks. So both.
Okay.
It's an all-encompassing art. Like it's
goes
not that
both
fucking
ways.
simple. Jeez.
Well, actually, it might not be both ways. It doesn't sound like it's the science of getting punched in the dick. I feel that's a completely different science.
It doesn't really sound like it's specified. It sounds more like the overall science of dick punching.
Well, okay, it's like saying I'm a doctor of dick punching is like I'm a doctor of biology. You can be a doctor of microbiology. You can be a doctor of getting punched in the dick.
So just everything related to it, it's under your
it's a bigger, it's a more general degree. It's not specified. It's not necessarily a research more as it is a consultation.
I like where your head's at. I do like where your head's at. What else? I feel like I wanted to say some shenanigan-y things. I don't know. If I offended anyone with my forum questing earlier, I apologize, but I would like to point out I absolutely think I scored a triple-double earlier this afternoon in forum questing.
Put some ice on it.
I was unstoppable. I responded to like 6 fucking retards at one time.
I think I saw that one.
Just multitasking replies.
And it fucking took a sentence.
And yeah, I know. I just one-lined each one of them. Like, pow, 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 pow. Fucking. And you want to know what the worst thing is? The reason I logged into the goddamn forum today was to check my Game of Thrones thread. And
Oh, you failed miserably, sir. You got sucked into the forum quest.
yes,
See,
yes,
I'm guilty of the same thing. I got on to check the petition forum, and I just got completely derailed from all of. I've answered like maybe 3 threads, and they were all red threads. And after that, it's just been straight up player kill after player kill after player kill in forum quest.
yeah,
Uh,
that sounds about right.
Craze wants to know, so is it really just 2 guilds that's not signing off on Rogan's idea?
I can say for sure it's more than 2 guilds. But other than that, I won't get into specifics. Because those meetings are private. And at the end of the day, this isn't an election. We're not electing a proposal. That's not what this is. These people need to agree on it. And if they don't, they run the very real possibility of just staying raid suspended, because I love how little the petition load is when there's no raids at all. And 2, they risk the chance of us just picking a proposal or making a completely new proposal and saying that's the way it's going to be. God damn it.
Yeah. I will say that it is in everyone's best interest to figure out and agree on a proposal, because if it comes down to us having to decide what we want to do, it's not going to be something anybody's going to be happy with. I think that's a pretty accurate statement, wouldn't you say, Sirken?
I think so.
Yeah.
Well, maybe. I mean, there could be some sadistic fucks out there who really like it. But
yeah,
on a
no, I
whole,
agree. There could be some masochists out there who just like taking it all day long. So, I mean, that's always a possibility, but the majority of people are probably going to hate it.
Yes, it is. There are cubes. They're doing the dance.
they're
The
doing
dance
the
of their
dance.
people.
Alright, well, I'm done with this shenanigans. I'm done with the shenanigans.
I like it.
Do you like it? Because I don't. It's been driving
Well,
me
it's
crazy
better
all
than
day.
nothing.
You say
I
that.
mean,
You say that. But I think we might wrap this up and then go ahead and, I don't know, we might get back on later. We might not. There may be a guild leader summit tonight. There might not.
No, it doesn't sound like there is.
Well, I might be back later tonight, but I clearly have to tinker with some stuff because I am running into issues this evening. On that note, thanks for listening. I'm Sirken. We have Derubael and Uberbandit. Say bye, guys. You're failing.
Well, goodbye, everybody. I was going to let Uberbandit go first, but I suppose
you said your name first.
that he opted out. Well, it doesn't matter. We're all on the same level here, Uberbandit. You know, there is no I go first because of this or you go first because of that.
I'm sorry I ceded to logic.
We
My
feel
bad.
like everybody should have a 50-50 share of everything, and it should be on a rotation.
Should we just go at the same time then?
We kind of already did.
Oh.
So I feel like, do you need a plug, Sirken, or are we good with that? Oh, you got the plug after this.
Not even going to play it. www.project1999.com. If you ever heard of EverQuest in your life, go to that website. You'll thank me later. Click the follow button. I'll fix this video issue. We'll be back later. Maybe with Uberbandit, maybe not. He's a really rascally rascal to get a hold of sometimes.
And
I am slippery all
Uberbandit
over.
does a lot.
Everything.
Oh, God.
Look, I saved the dragons. Like, I'm about to go on vacation. That shit was hard.
You kids and your dragons.
Just remember, everybody, the world is your oyster.
We're done.